I see a recording
I am
icon.
recording.
So now that we've told Brad how awesome he is and we've indulged the desire for the ceremonial starting of the recorder, there was some talk, since it's spring, of having some sort of sacrifice of a virgin in this process of this ceremony, but it didn't. The logistics were just too difficult. But I digress. So, Ting, you know the drill. You're up first and introduce yourself before you
Okay.
start speaking.
All right.
Everybody that's not talking should mute at this time.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. This is CH Ting. And this morning, my topic is karaoke. Okay. And the impetus of this is an effort to digitize the hymn book that we use in our church. And, you know, uh, I think in most of the American church, you always have a pianist to play the music. So I think you probably don't have the problem. But in China or in Chinese churches, it's very difficult to find somebody who can play the piano. So accompany the hymns is always a problem. But a couple of years ago, we found this machine, and it is the the hymn player, and you can just select a hymn and press star, and it will play the music. Uh, so instead of pianist, uh, this is the digitized version of it. So it was, and later on, I actually found the inventor of this machine, Dr. Liu, and we talk and we have a good time. And he eventually, I asked him to give me the data set of all the music behind it, and he was very generously send me but I thought that if we can do something like a karaoke, it would you press a button and you will see nice screen, nice pictures, and you have the lyrics display on the screen and the music play in the background. So that's the I always wanted to have a system which will do this. And so I would like to share with you what I've what I've done. Okay, let me go to the screen. And I have this one optimized for, I think it's the shared sound. I hope everybody sees the in the play star. Okay, everybody see the screen? Okay.
Yes, perfect. Yes.
Mute. Okay. So here, I was not happy with 4 systems on Windows. You know, I started with Polyforth, then move on to FigForth, F83, FPC, and then Win32 Forth and Gforth. None of them are really designed to work on Windows. And finally, I settled down on F#, which is an eForth built in Taiwan. It worked well, but it's not a native Windows application. Forth was handicapped by the interface to the complicated Windows. So most of the Forth used on the Windows are very complicated because it is windows are complicated. And so let me move on. With jeforth, I felt liberated. Now, I myself seems to be the limiting factor. I cannot blame the computer for my inadequacy. I'm allowed to do whatever I please. And finally, karaoke. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, we heard Leo Brody in a fourth 2020 meeting. And he was talking about the cartoon characters in starting forth. And I come to think every cartoon characters in starting forth has a one line executable code in jeforth. And it shows how efficient jeforth is. Okay, let me just show some other cartoons. Okay, here's the interpreter. An interpreter is just one line of code. Begin, browse, evaluate again. Okay, very. And you all remember the executioner. And in the executioner, it's a function called exec. And you give it an N and it will just go and execute that word. So that's a one line. And the number is so simple that jeforth didn't have a word defined for it. And it is just a parse integer. You give it a string and give the base and you will convert that string into an integer. So that's in a board. Well, you know, if you give number a string which is not a number, and he will laugh at it, and then you'll have a question mark. So that's the abort function, and it is just throw. Parser is a little bit involved, and it's not a one line. It is a fairly complicated function, but it is defined as a function. Okay, here's our monk, the compiler, and it is just a one-liner. Put a number or put a token into a token list. And remember all the stack operations, the dupe, swap, over, wrote, and the drop. And every one of them is a one-line word. And I use a slice and a splice, okay? And so it is, I really like this implementation. And then the fourth auto interpreter, you type something on the keyboard, give it to the interpreter, and it will just execute or compile. And you can also have all the words in a file and give it to the interpreter. So that's a very nice tool. Okay, here's the link to the jeforth 6.13. I will put it on the chat so you can download it. Okay, now back to karaoke. It is very difficult to sync music to words. And I think the most commonly used karaoke in Japan and in Taiwan, they just sync to words and it displayed highlight using a moving ball to highlight the word which is being sung. And here I only sync to stanza, okay? But it is possible to sync to sentences. Then it requires a lot more work and a lot more code. Now, first I want to show you the web page of jeforth 6.13. And here we have the page is divided into 4 boxes. And here is a box for some graphics. and an input box to type things in, and output box which shows what the computer responds. And then here I open up a big box for documentation, yeah, either something that you can compile or something that explains what you want to do, how you want to use how do you want the user to use it. So this is the JEForce 6.13, and I thought that if I just take this graphic panel and display a live video, and then put onto all the stanzas, all the text can be shown in the output window, and I still have another window which I can input things and to control it. So instead of this kind of separate boxes, I can collapse all the boxes into a single picture. So the page JE4, the page layout has 4 boxes: a canvas for graphics, an input box, an output box, and a document box. But for Karaoke, I do not need a documentation text box. And the other 3 boxes are layered and collapsed to cover the entire web page. So the video layer is on the bottom, playing live video. The output layer is in the middle, displaying text in yellow characters. The input layer is on the top, displaying text in white. Because the input layer is on the top, you can type into it. Okay, so this is how the user would see. I have a nice live video in the background, and then the music will play and the words will be displayed on the screen. And you can see here is the doxology is number 256 in the hymn book. So S256 actually calls out this song. Okay, the video in the background shows nice scenery. It plays when the music starts and stops when the music stops. The text output layer, it shows one stanza of a hymn, which is currently playing. Text are in large yellow characters. And the text input layer, I use white characters, and they can be distinguished from the output layer. Fault commands can be entered and executed. And large source files can be copied into the text input layer and compiled. Okay, all 527 hymns in the Hymns for God's People were digitized. Lyrics were entered in simplified UTF-8 Chinese characters. Music data was supplied by Dr. Penzhen Liu, who invented Hymn Master, the hymn player. So here is the hymn book. And here's one page of it, which shows the doxology, number 256. And this is how the text are entered into the system. So it's just a bunch of duck quotes, okay, which will be displayed on the output window. So here is the hymn master player. And here is this doxology coded as 4 words. So many sentences, and finally into the S256. That's the word which would cause everything to happen. Okay, so the karaoke files. I have the karaoke HTML, which defines the web page, and then karaoke JS. This is just the I think the JE4 613JS. I didn't make any changes. And then here is the big file, which is the video that's going to be played in the background. And lyrics, it's a text file of almost 400 KB. And all the sounds, which are the music, encoded music, and which is a huge file, almost 900 kilobytes. So these two will be compiled before you can play anything. So here is the the karaoke screen. Okay, the conclusion. Karaoke is multimedia. It integrates video, audio, and poetry. It encourages people without music training to sing along with images and music accompany. People are generally surprised at how music they actually are. JavaScript has built-in functions to call video, audio, and text services. And jeforth integrate these functions to play karaoke. And a special thanks to Brad Nelson. And he actually helped me synchronize the audio and text, which I couldn't do myself. Thank you. Now let me stop the share and go hope to do some demo for you. Okay, I still have to have the screen. Let me, okay, screen, share sound. Okay, yeah. Let me get out of this thing if I can. Okay. Oh, let me see this. Okay, so I have already loaded everything, so it is ready to play. And all I have to do is type S256. Oh, before that do, I have to turn on the resume. Hey, yeah, okay. And then that S256. Okay, yeah, I wanted to have really all nice pictures, but I try to edit everything, all the nonsense out of the picture, but then nothing worked, okay? So I can only use this YouTube video, but I would fix that later. Okay, let me just turn this thing off. And I don't have to turn it. Yeah, I better turn it off. If I just pause it, oh, what I want to show you is the loading of the programs. And so let me start over with a boot, which resets everything. Okay. And then I will just load in this is a huge lyric text file. I would copy it and then paste it. Okay, all the texts are entered here, and all I need to do is press return and it to compile. Okay, so I got all the lyrics. Now I need all the music. So all the music are encoded in 4th as fourth words. So I would copy this and then paste it here. Okay, I got all the file, all the text there. If I say character return, this is a huge file and it takes about 10 seconds to compile, but I hope it will compile. But you have already seen the, and this is something I really hate. I hope Brad would help me eliminate that. Okay, so I got everything. And then if you just type in the S with a number and it will play. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Where were the scenes in the video from? What geography?
Oh, this is a series of episodes photographing Yangtze River from its source down to Shanghai, where it ends. So it's all a very nice series of 33 half-hour pictures shot by CCTV. I just want to pick the nice scenery of this series, but I did the editing, pick up all the scenery, and then make up an MP4 file. But this it doesn't work. Okay, I don't know why.
So what do you do to synchronize the text with the video, with the sound? I mean.
Oh yeah, this is the I was stuck at the point that I got all the text, I got the music, so I would play the music with the text, but the text only shows up after the whole music is played out, so it was too late. Okay, and then I finally asked Brad, what happened? I want the text before the music. And then Brad fixed it with the async. Very complicated. And I don't understand what he did. So he has to explain it to all of us if anybody is interested. So finally he fixed it so that the text shows up. And then the music played, and everything worked just fine.
Yeah, it's JavaScript's a pickle. It really it's got sort of an event loop that it really wants you to yield back to, and there's only a handful of ways around it. And async is one of them, but it's comes with its own downsides. So, yeah.
Everything you hated about multi-threaded programming in a single-threaded program.
Yep.
Yeah, but
yeah, I thought the JavaScript went all the way to make everything synchronous, but sometimes you just need to have things played out the way you want it, not the way they thought you want. Yeah, it's very difficult to try to get the system to do what you want.
Dr. Ting, we had a question for the URL for jeforth. If you could type that into the chat.
Yes, I will paste it into the chat.
Great, thank you.
Hi, Dr. Ting. I'm Liang from Malaysia. Yes. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I just posted my question in the chat, but I'll just read it out. I have been working with a group of blind students in Guizhou, China. So this is actually a remote area. in between Hunan and Guizhou. It's a border town. And one of the biggest problem the students are facing is, they're trying to learn English. Of course, it's actually, perhaps, normal people, normal people like us cannot imagine is that they actually need to learn spelling by listening to the sound of the alphabets, like as in spell, they need to learn SPELL. So I have been looking for, a quick way to generate this kind of spelling to sound the alphabet to sound interface. So I thought that your JE4 would be really useful because on my side, I have already done the FFmpeg. I captured my own voice of spelling each of the alphabet. I mean the pronouncing each of the alphabets, but I need a graphical interface to join this up together, basically.
Well, I'm sorry, I cannot hear clearly. What's your question?
All right, sorry. Maybe I will just
slower.
I'll just repeat a little bit slower. I have been working with a group of blind students in China. Yeah, and basically their problem is they are looking for a computer software or website that can read out the spelling. Okay, like for example, how do you spell home? HOME, right? They need a software.
I see.
Yeah, they need a software to actually read out the spelling of HOME because that is the only way they can learn the spelling of English.
I see. Yeah. Actually, I entered the lyrics. I copied lots of lyrics from the web. One church had published much of the lyrics of this hymn book, but they still missed about 100 of them. So I have to enter them myself. And the way I entered is to read it into the Google, okay, the Google Translate. So I was able to read into the Google Translate, and it kind of output either simplified characters or complicated characters. It's not very good because I think it missed about half of the characters, but it is quite usable because I got most of the text, and I have to edit out lots of misspelled characters. So I think the Google the voice recognition program on the Google is quite good so far.
Yeah,
but I don't know the one.
Well, actually, I think
is, you can read into the Google Translate, and it would output the characters. So I think it's a very, very good system. Not perfect, but usable.
Ting, would you consider direct messaging your email address and link?
Yeah, let me
send your email address to Ting, not necessarily to the whole group, but just to Ting with the, in chat you can select who you're going to talk to.
I will just post it on the chat to everybody. Okay, they're here.
I don't know, some of these guys, ne'er-do-wells, on the face of it, I don't know if you want everybody to know. If there are no other questions for Ting, if there are questions for Ting now, speak up. Dennis unmuted for some reason I don't understand, but
I asked my question and didn't mute again.
Oh, that explains it.
Okay, the link is posted. See if you have problems with it, send me an email Let me just type in my email address here.
Ting, we don't see your URL yet.
Yes, where are you typing that, Dr. Ting?
Oh boy. Let me.
Did you maybe post it to the mailing list?
Yeah. Let me. Sorry about this. I put in a space there. Shouldn't be. No space. Okay, that's a good one.
Dr. Ting, I think you send a direct message to me instead of everyone else.
Oh, I see. Okay.
For your Drive, Google Drive link.
Okay, let me just try to do it again. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, let me copy it and post to all. Okay, let me see. To everyone. Okay, I think it's a message to everyone. Okay.
I saw it. Ting, you want to put your email address up now?
Email address, yes, definitely. Copy to everyone. Email address, paste. Okay, that's up. Okay, thank you very much.
I also found this, Dr. Ting, on your Git.io or your GitHub that seems to be running something. It looks like it's Forth.
Okay, well.
You've got demos going there off of your page, it looks like. But anyways.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Hope, yeah, if you have any problem, send me a message and I'll try to respond. Okay.